You know, guys, there's always things in life that you never get over. And even as a sports fan, there's always things that you never get over, you know. As a Leaf fan, I think about the Maple Leafs getting rid of Tuukka Rask. You ever think that your hockey team makes these really weird decisions that, like, everybody disagrees with, but they still make that decision, and you're like, you know, but why? Why did you do that? It was so clearly a bad decision, but they just make it anyway. Like they have some kind of insider information that everybody else doesn't know. Maybe they do, and then it just obviously doesn't work out. One of those is the Maple Leafs. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Leafs acquired Jared McCann. I remember they acquired Jared McCann for not that much, and I was sitting here being like, yo, Jared McCann is actually pretty good. Like, he can play. And they did that to keep Justin Hall. And I was like, yes, I know that he shoots right, and I know that he's a part of the team that is crucial, at least at that time, right? But the whole time I was thinking, like, come on, like, Jared McCann is just 10 times the player. Jared McCann is one of those players that is very underrated. Like, when people say players are underrated, a lot of the time they aren't underrated because people just don't really, they're almost underrated until they become not underrated. Like, I remember a long time that everybody called Alexander Barkov underrated, and the whole time I was like, he's not that everybody knows how good that guy is. Jared McCann is one of those players. This is a guy that scored 40 goals in his first year in Seattle, 29 goals in his second, and now I believe he's on pace for about 25 to 30 goals. Like, this guy is legitimately a excellent top six forward. Like, it's crazy to me that this guy doesn't get more respect. And he has a $5 million average annual value, $5 million cap hit, and he's only year 3 out of 5 according to Puckpedia. He has 2 years and then this year left at $5 million AAV. This is a guy that can score 30, maybe even 40 goals with a little bit of luck and a higher shooting percentage. This is a guy that's are you kidding me? Now we do know that Jared McCann is up for grabs. Dude, I am all over this. Are you kidding me? If this guy is a guy that's up for grabs, honestly, this is why I think that Seattle is like always going to be bad no matter what. Because they seem to be a franchise that's just starting to make really weird moves no matter what. I don't know why they would move McCann. McCann is absolutely not the issue in that team. They are just terrible. I mean, for me, I would want the Leafs to go after him. But, I mean, that's just my opinion, of course. So Jacob Stoller is the insider that came up with this. He was hearing that he was up for grabs, and he said that he sees the Jets as a perfect fit. I mean, in my opinion, I would do whatever I could for whatever team to get this guy. I think he's that good, especially because the acquisition cost, because he's underrated, can probably be pretty low in my opinion. If you're underrated, you're not going to have that much of an acquisition cost. So, should the Winnipeg Jets go after this guy? Depending on the acquisition cost. We don't really know. Jared McCann can play a bit of center, but I'm pretty sure he fits better on the wing. So, you got to take that into account. A lot of people are saying, oh, he can play center at a pinch. I guess that's technically accurate, but I think you should probably look at this player as a winger. And at the end of the day, wingers do have lesser value right now. I'm telling you right now, you can make an argument that at this trade deadline, there's going to be a lot of better wingers than you think because of the lower value and how overvalued centers are at this trade deadline, right? So you might be able to get this player at a really affordable price. The one thing that I always tell people that I don't think that they understand is how out of whack values are in the NHL. One of the best things that your team, whether you're Winnipeg Jets that actually want Jared McCann, is hold on to your assets and then wait, right? If you can wait and sit back and be patient, and this goes for free agency too. A lot of the time, actually waiting in free agency helps you way more than you think, because you can get a player that like, oh wow, that player only got this. Oh wow, that player only got that. It adds a lot more value to your franchise. And the same thing with trades. Let all the big name free, trades go down. Let all of those happen, and there's going to be a second and third layer of players that you can get some really good depth and you might even be able to get yourself a legit impact player as well. Question of the video for Winnipeg Jets fans: do you like this rumor? Do you see Jared McCann as a player that your team should be interested in? What do you like about the player? What do you not like about the player? My opinion is you got to jump all over this. Don't be like the Maple Leafs, guys. Don't be like a team that tried to protect a mediocre bottom pair right-hand shot defenseman and gave up Jared McCann. Don't be that. If you can get a player like that, I'm telling you, scoring in the playoffs is really, really difficult. You gotta just go for a player like that. Now, to be fair, I want to reiterate this, that I don't actually know the acquisition cost or the rumored acquisition cost. Here's the thing, though. You could make more of a sense of actually giving up some real assets for Jared McCann, because at least he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He has 2.5 more years, right? So that's a player that actually makes more sense to give assets for, because you're going to have him around for a while. It's the same thing with Marcus Pettersson. When the Vancouver Canucks re-signed Marcus Pettersson, I was sitting here being like, that's actually good because they re-signed him. Who cares if they give up a first-round pick? They have a solidified top 4 defenseman that they can keep around for years now. Anyways, that's my philosophy with trades. Anyway, if you're giving up assets, at least make sure the player's a legit player and can stick around for a number of years. It makes a lot more sense to do it that way anyway. Oh, and by the way, are you guys actually watching the Four Nations face-off as well? I'm going to be viewing Canada versus Sweden tonight. Wonder what's going to happen with that. It's going to be very interesting. Canada's goaltending looks pretty bad. I can't believe they didn't bring Logan Thompson. It infuriates me that Logan Thompson and Darcy Kemper aren't there. They are really good quality goalies, so I don't get it, but whatever. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video there. Like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that, and make sure to have a great day, guys. Goodbye.